Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well. I missed you guys. I really did. Yesterday I wanted to get a video out. I swear I was looking and I'm like, there's nothing on. I need this international break to end. I've had enough. I've had enough of internationals, that's it. England are playing later on, I couldn't care less. I mean, I don't know if you've heard or if you've seen the pitch that they're going to be playing on. I mean, that is a health hazard in and of itself. I mean, you would think that they might water it a little bit, but no, it looks like they're going to be playing on top of concrete. So, you know, God forbid an England player falls over in that game or goes in for a sliding tackle, because if they do, they're not just going to get a carpet burn, they're going to get a concrete burn. So, I mean, it's not concrete, but apparently the condition of the grass and the surface is horrendous. So I've had enough. I need club football to come back, and thankfully we've not got long left, but there was nothing on yesterday, and today we've got things to talk about. So I'm glad to see all of you here today. I hope you're all well. Now, before we get cracking, to let you know, in order to keep up to date with everything as it does come in, I will be here for it, and make sure you're hitting the subscribe button to be notified once I've uploaded. Much appreciated. Keep up with all the content as it drops. And on top of that, the socials. Shootout, brand new episode tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We have got a few things lined up for this week before club football returns, so make sure you're there and subscribed. Much appreciated. Let's get cracking, shall we? Let's start with what is going on, and we're going to kick off with Napoli. Yes, obviously related to Chelsea, but we're going to start off with Napoli. Now, what's going on at Napoli? Let's get right into it. Here it is. The Napoli president wants to keep Osimhen, and the reaction from the fans will be negative, so I cannot see him leave at all in January. For Ivan Toney in January, the situation is open. Chelsea are still interested and are also considering the centre-back. This is the very interesting part of that whole thing wasn't about the striker, wasn't about Osimhen, it was about the centre-back. Because there seems to be, I think, one little narrative that keeps popping up, and there was a name that I've seen in the last couple of days, but I wasn't going to base a whole flipping video on it yesterday. However, I'm going to mention it today. But in relation to the striker situation, like I did say when it came out and there was a little bit of news talking about Ivan Toney that he might be signing a new deal at Brentford, I told you my thoughts, and I said I don't think that he's going to sign. If anything, yes, maybe he's not against staying at Brentford, but if Arsenal or Chelsea come calling, you best believe. Now, those two clubs competing against each other, I think Ivan Toney is more than likely to go to Arsenal. Now, that suits us because we are clearly going for Victor Osimhen. Now, January, forget it. I know I've seen some people say, oh, let's go and get him in Jan. Let's get him in January. Get him in January. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. And if you were Napoli, you wouldn't let him go either. In the summer, though, it's a possibility. What can happen in January is getting a pre-agreement in, getting a pre-contract, something done in advance in order to get the deal done for the summer, like we did with Nkunku. Similar situation. Let's do that again. And maybe that can happen. But in terms of getting Osimhen in January, not going to happen, I don't think. However, this whole centre-back situation, I can't help but think that Mark Guehi is going to end up heavily linked with us and could be making a comeback. I can't help it. I've seen his name being whispered here and there. I've seen it mentioned 2 days ago, yesterday, and today. I'm like, Mark Guehi, is this really going to happen? Now, he left Chelsea to go and get first-team football. I'll be honest, if he comes back to Chelsea, is he going to get first-team football? If there is an opportunity, it probably is going to be now. Or that's depending on Thiago Silva, of course. Thiago Silva, if he does extend or if he leaves. If he leaves, then okay, minus Thiago Silva. Trevor Chalobah goes. Fofana is a little half and half. We got to be honest, because his injury record is, I'll give you my honest opinion right now. And I like Fofana. I want him to do well. I think his body's going to let him down. I can't help but think that he's got a genuine long-term problem. So he'll probably come back and he'll play, and not long after that, he'll get injured again. I can't help but think he is injury prone. So Fofana's a question mark. So you get rid of all of those players, well, now there is an opportunity to come and play centre-back for sure. For sure. You know? Yes, you're in competition. You know? You're in competition with Disasi. You're in competition with Badiashile. There are names there that you're going to have to try and, you know, get out of the equation. But your chances are much better than what they were before, or what they're going to be, I guess, because if we do get this defender situation sorted out after Thiago Silva leaves, then after that there's no space for Marguerite. So if he is looking to come back, now probably is the time. So let me know, would you take Marguerite or not? Personally, it wouldn't be the worst thing, but I do hesitate and think, is he ready, you know, to play at... We need elite level centre-backs, you know. Disasi's not been consistent enough. Badiashile, I think, as far as I'm concerned, has been pretty flawless. He's just continuing to get better and better whenever he's given the chance and he plays. But Thiago Silva, of course. So it's a tough one. For Marguerite, I genuinely don't know where is his true level. Let me know your thoughts down below, if you would take him or not. Now, talking about Chelsea's transfer business, we can't ignore the possible repercussions that Chelsea might be getting in terms of charges. Charges seems to be everyone's favourite word now over the last few days. Charges. Everyone knows what charges means now. Well, let's get into how this could impact Chelsea's transfers and their business. Let's get into it. Fabrizio said it's expected to be business as usual for Chelsea in January while there are no charges, but their business will be smarter and less confusing. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to seeing what the strategy actually is, right? And I'm hoping we're getting rid of this stupid under-25 rule. Talking about the under-25 rule, I've got something to talk about next, so stay peeled. But in terms of possible charges, we know it's not going to come now. The way Fabrizio mentioned it, though, no one can deny that it might come. It could be a thing that we see in future. It could be something that we might get hit with during the season. We might end the season with it. Maybe the summer's going to be a problem. Even more incentive to go and get Victor Osimhen over the line for the summer. You know, that way we can get him without having to face any repercussions. Those things need to be considered now because we could be in trouble. We could. So in terms of smarter and less confusing business, I'm glad, right? And hopefully it's not going to be too much. Realistically, we don't need to go and buy 6-7 other players. We normally shouldn't, right? Pochettino's work needs to show. But smart business, where we need additions, is all that we should be going for, and that's it. That's it. We're looking for the striker situation. Victor Osimhen is the target. We're looking at the centre-back situation. We can definitely monitor there. Everywhere else, I mean, even at fullback, which was a question mark before, we probably don't need. Midfield, we're stacked. The wings, that could be the only one with time. Maybe we won't need any wingers. Maybe we won't. But with time, maybe we might not see enough from what we've got. It's looking better now, I have to be honest. It's looking much better now. So that is something that we can consider. However, that's Chelsea's business. And in terms of when this possible charge might come in, well, we'll see. We'll see. Now, one player who's about to make a comeback, we've got the latest on him. Christopher Nkunku. Here it is. Christopher Nkunku is edging ever closer to making his debut for Chelsea, but Standard Sport understands the forward will not be risked if Mauricio Pochettino or the player believes that he is not ready for his first competitive minutes. Nkunku, though, remains in line to play Newcastle after the international break. Absolutely. And there he is when he signed. Listen, I've seen whispers yesterday that Nkunku might not be risked. He's not quite ready. Now listen. If he's ready to play Newcastle, don't think, okay, we're going to wrap him up in cotton wool because then he can play the next game. Newcastle's a big game. Bring him to the squad. We need him. Now, it doesn't mean start him, but it would mean he needs to get involved. If he is physically ready, he plays. Simple as that. Simple as that. Like I said, doesn't start. Or if he does start, I'm not against it. It's Nkunku. So we can finally find how we're going to fit this team with Nkunku in it and how it's going to look. It's something we've not seen since pre-season. You know, we had that first game against Liverpool and then he got injured. So that's something that we have to try and see how we're going to fit in, because Nkunku is a key player and it's going to be very, very interesting. If I'm having to make a prediction already, the only two spots that I can see Nkunku coming in is either the number 10 role behind the striker or the striker. So the two players that are up in question, which have to be up in question at this point, is Nicholas Jackson or Conor Gallagher. Now, Conor Gallagher, Poch sees him as key. So there could be a thing where maybe Enzo or Caicedo could be sacrificed. Because at that point, Gallagher drops deeper and Nkunku comes in front. But would you drop Enzo or Caicedo? And then if we do, well, what's that going to mean for Lavia? So Poch has a headache here. He's got a problem to fix in terms of how to bring Nkunku into this team. It's not going to be easy. So we'll wait and see what happens. Let me know how you would fit Nkunku in this Chelsea team if you had the possibility to have any effect and if you were the manager. Let me know down below. Much appreciated. Now, this is where we get to the shady transfer news, where I look at it and I think, what's going on? What's going on, right? So let's have a laugh. Let's get into it. Check this out. I can't believe this. Fraser Fletcher saying, any club hoping to prize Evan Ferguson away from Brighton will have to front up a huge fee, with sources stating Brighton value him at over £100 million. And he's been linked with Chelsea and Arsenal. I'm going to stop this right here. Yeah? Brighton, get lost. Do one. I don't care about you, your 100 million, 110 million, Tony Bloom, poker games. I'm done. We don't need any of that anymore. We are not going to deal with you any longer. If you value this player at over 100 million, you need to go and get your eyes tested. And to be honest, look, I actually don't blame him. Well, when you think about it, look, if you were Brighton, would you do the same thing? Of course you would. If you successfully managed to sell, right? You sold Cucurella for, 60 odd million or something, right? Initially. And then you sell Caicedo and you manage to get Chelsea and Liverpool into a bidding war of 110, 115 million. Yeah? Of course, the next guy that's going to come along, 100 million, please. Because everyone's 100 million now. I would absolutely do the same thing. So I don't blame Brighton for that. But if that's their value of the player, get lost, you and your player. Don't need him. See you later. Bye. Right? And that's the end of that. So I do not want to see Chelsea even think about going after this player. I would rather go and get I'd rather go and scout some unknown guy in a farm somewhere kicking the ball about than have to pay this club 100 million again. Never again. Anyway, so Chelsea, don't even think about pursuing this. Listen, if we end up in a situation where we're having to do business with Brighton again, I am calling out the ownership. I'm calling them out. Have you got some sort of desperation? Have you got a need for Brighton or something? Are you attracted to them? It needs to stop. Do not go anywhere near that football club. Brighton, respectfully, I wish you the best. But Chelsea, don't go near them. Simple as that. So that's the piece that I wanted to get across on Brighton and Evan Ferguson. Unbelievable. Now, talking about, finding players out of nowhere, I mean, this is coming from Calcio Mercato in Italy, yeah? So take it with a pinch of salt. But I thought I'd show you because, again, another message to the Chelsea ownership needs to come out for this. So let's get into it. Chelsea have inquired about signing Fluminense 16-year-old attacker Mateus Reis, who has €50 million release clause. Listen, can we stop? Can we just stop? Can we stop going after all the children? Can we? Because at this point, look, we're going to get some serious allegations, put with the name of our football club. And I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that. Right? I don't want the tabloids coming out first page, calling us something that we're not. So listen, we have gone in and put bids in and brought to the club too many 15, 16, 14-year-olds, right? We need to stop. Yeah, we need to stop. You can't bring every single youngster that exists in world football to Chelsea. So another message to the Chelsea ownership, stop. Kendry Paez is going to be that guy in 2 years' time, right? When he's 18, he'll come. Stop. At this point, stop. Because respectfully, yeah, even this guy, Kendrick Paez looks special. So he's the exception here. And this is why, when it comes to this age bracket, you need to be looking for exceptions. You need to be looking at someone that goes, whoa, who is this kid? Like, not just, oh, no, that kid's good. Yeah, that kid's good. No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Why? Because where's he going to fit? All right, we bring this guy. Say we brought this striker in, yeah, he turns 18. We bring him to Chelsea. What, is he going to play? If we got Osimhen, is he going to play? He's not going to play. So what's the point? Just let him go on his journey. Good luck. Maybe play somewhere else big. I don't know. But we can't attract every single youngster. Yeah, the special ones only, and that's it. So I don't know, unless if they're looking at this guy and thinking, all right, look, we pay 50 million euros, we can sell him for 100. Let's try and do what Brighton do, because we like what they do. So let's do what Brighton do. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's our thinking. Maybe we're actually trying to be an elite level of Brighton. I don't know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this Fluminense geezer. Matteo Ceres. Let me know. If you know anything about him, I'd love to hear. So let me know in the comments. Chelsea launched an initiative, which, but yeah, they have launched it. I was about to say they're about to launch it. No, they have launched it. And this is a good initiative. If I'm going to be honest, this is a good initiative. And I'll explain why. Because I think there's going to be some fans that are going to go, what? But let me explain. Chelsea Football Club and Chelsea Foundation have launched a new initiative ensuring local residents and community members are able to attend their first match at Stamford Bridge. Over 500 tickets will be made available through the My First Game initiative. I praise this. I do. I think this is a good one. Now, this is only going to be eligible for, as it says, foundation, community members and local residents. The global audience is the global audience, and the people that fly in and they want to watch Chelsea and they come and they watch a game and whatnot are that. But we have to be honest, the bread and butter of every single match-going fan base are the locals. That is just it. They're the season ticket holders. They're the ones that are going to every game. They're the ones that have the means and the logistics to go to every game because they're 10 minutes down the road, or they're 20 minutes on a bus or whatever, or they're coming on the tube. Those are the ones that are going to be your consistent week in, week out. Yeah? So that initiative needs to be put in place because let me tell you, it's getting harder and harder to go to games now. For the locals, it's getting harder and harder compared to what it used to be. Before it used to be a piece of cake. You rock up to the turnstiles. Can I have a ticket, please? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Here's a £5. Used to be £5 back in the day. Yeah, I'm talking ages ago, by the way. I'm talking 30, 40 years ago. £5. Thank you very much. Through the turnstiles. Cheers. And it was easy. Now you're getting all sorts. There's sponsors, there's affiliates, there's all sorts of other people that are neutrals that are there's companies, there's all sorts of people that are coming to games and they're taking it away from the people that can go to games week in, week out, and it's getting harder to access. Now, if you've got a season ticket, you've got a season ticket. If you've got a membership, you've got a membership, and even that's hard because you've got to go into the virtual waiting room and chances are you're probably not going to end up with a ticket. So, it's hard. For the locals, it's not easy. And this is why, look, for 500 tickets, as a first game initiative going out to locals in order to get them through the door and to get them to witness, that because they are the bread and butter. Absolutely cool with that. Absolutely cool with that. And I welcome it. Honestly, I welcome it. So fair play to Chelsea for that. And we'll see how it goes. Now, let's move elsewhere before we wrap up on this video. Coming from Real Madrid. Discussions are progressing positively between Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid for a contract extension. I'm surprised. I thought that he was going to Brazil. I thought he'd finish this season as planned. And then after that, Brazil, the national team. That was a heavy rumour. And at first it was the case he was just leaving. And then it was a case of, no, he's going to finish his job, his contract, finish at Real Madrid, head off to Brazil, and then that's it. But that's kind of all faded away, and now we're hearing talks about, we're hearing things about talks on a new deal. So, to be honest, Real Madrid, if you look in the market right now, they're not going to get a better gaffer. They're not going to get someone better than Carlo Ancelotti. So, I think it's absolutely the good decision to keep Carlo and run with him. Simple. So, we'll see how that ends up. Now, we take it to the other side of Spain. Barcelona. Barca, what is happening? Huh? Let's get into it. Gavi has torn his ACL and the meniscus of his knee is also affected. He will be out for 7 to 9 months. His season is over. Further tests confirmed. Terrible news for Barcelona and Spain. Get well soon, Animo Gavi. That is absolutely dreadful. That is deep. 7 to 9 months. And we have to say, at his age, tearing his ACL and damaging his meniscus, this could be a game changer. It might not, but chances are it could be a game changer here. We saw what happens to young players that get hit with ACLs, and that's just ACLs. You add the meniscus to that as well, that's affected. Get well soon. That's all I'm going to say. Get well soon, and we'll see what happens when he comes back. But Gavi's a top player, and I expect him to still be a top player, but that's one injury that can bring you down. I don't mean bring you down in terms of, you're going to stop playing. No, he'll come back and he'll play. But will he be able to reach the peak that he has the ability to reach? It's a question mark now. Before, absolutely. Now, not so sure. So let's wait and see what happens with Gavi. I wish him the best. Speedy recovery. And to wrap up, Manchester City have 115 charges. Right? We know this. Well, add one more. Breaking, Benjamin Mendy has launched a multi-million-pound claim against Manchester City over 2 years of unpaid wages. This, I have to be completely honest, I think he's spot on. I think and Man City done him dirty here. Man City done him dirty because you can have suspicion and you can allow allegations to move forward and then you can allow an investigation to move forward in order to see what the result is going to be. That happened and he was found completely innocent, right? He came out, he started playing his football. In that time, he wasn't paid, right? And it reached the point where his contract had run out. But in those last 2 years of his contract, where he was still contracted to Manchester City, but he was just deemed as suspended, right? Now that he's deemed innocent, and that's been given by a court of law, well, he's done nothing wrong. So Man City, pay up. So from that time of when he came out, and it was done, case closed, to now, Man City haven't rectified the situation. So he's absolutely well within his rights to be able to take Man City into a multi-million-pound claim over unpaid wages because he's done nothing wrong. Simple as that, you know? So he was under contract, pay out his contract. And let's be honest, Man City, you've got the cash, why don't you just do it now? Or, you, as I've said, you have 115 charges, you're about to make it 116. You know, this is probably going to go to court. Would you want another charge? Yeah, you've had enough charges. How about you just let this guy have his money and just let him on his way? He's playing his football. He's out in France now, and good luck to him. It's a shame. It's amazing how something like that, he just ends up stopping playing football. He was doing good at Man City as well. Maybe you end up with the wrong crowds, the wrong people, you get done, you got to be careful. There is responsibility with Mendy as well in terms of where he places himself. And that's to anybody. Be careful of your surroundings and the people you surround yourself with because you never know. But he should be paid for his last 2 years of his contract. And that's not been done. So Manchester City, cough up. Simple as that, cough up. So there we are. Let me know your thoughts down below in regards to everything that I've discussed in this video. We've managed to get a nice video out for you today, and it's the international break, and I'm surprised. So let's hope the same thing tomorrow. Make sure you're here for that, and to be here for that, you have to make sure that you are hitting the subscribe button. So make sure you hit the subscribe button now, hit the notification bell to be notified of any upload if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button if you have enjoyed this. Do not forget to check out the socials. Brand new Insta right here, as well as Twitter. Make sure you're following on all socials in the description. Subscribe to Shootout. New content coming tomorrow. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Have a good one, people. See you lot then. Take care and peace.